Welcome to Noxium, where police power meets public accountability.
This episode is brought to you by Northern Audits. Be sure to check out the link below, subscribe to his channel, and give him the recognition he rightfully deserves. In this episode, Northern Audits visits the Forza food factory in Normanton to conduct a completely lawful drone audit. But the situation quickly escalates when officers from West Yorkshire Police arrive on the scene. Not because of anything taking place at the location itself, but in response to an entirely separate earlier visit to Normanton Police Station. What follows is a textbook example of poor policing. Officers attempting to misuse...
Oh yeah, I'm flying over the police station, yeah.
Yeah. Is there any particular reason?
Yeah, just having a little look. Is that a lunch? Is that like a canteen at top, around back on side? I'm just having a little look, getting some kind of zoomed in shots to see what there is to see, really. Just having a bit of a nosy, if you know what I mean.
Why though? Any reason for it?
Nah, just for me, personal reason. Don't work for any business or like that, don't we? Yeah.
What's your personal interest with what goes on inside a police station?
It's not my own personal interest, you know what I mean? There's a lot of people...
You said your personal, it's for you, it's personal for you. Well, you've obviously zoomed in well enough to see that there's tables and chairs and asked if there's a canteen. So
No, I never said that, did I? No, I didn't say that, did I? I never said that, did I? No, I said, is that a canteen? I never said I'd zoomed in on the canteen, did I?
You said you've got some zoomed in images, yeah, and then asked.
No, I am zooming in on the police station. Just have a look at it. It's nothing.
Well, what that's all we're interested in is why you would be doing that.
Just for my own purposes. I'm just making a little documentary of some of the buildings in the area.
Right.
Yeah. So I thought what I'll do is I'll have a look at the police station, because I came to have a look at this place, Forza, which is it's kind of meat processing place, isn't it? So I'm just having a little look around. I came to have a quick look at Forza, and then I saw the police headquarters. So I thought, right, what I'll do is I'll go down there first, have a quick flyover, get zoomed in on some of the bits the public might want to see that they don't generally get to see.
There's a reason why the public don't get to see that, yeah. Because it's the inside of the police station.
If the drone operator was simply capturing footage of the exterior of the building without entering private or restricted areas, then that activity would generally not breach any laws. The officer's concern about zooming in would only become legally relevant if the drone had recorded footage through windows into spaces where individuals have a reasonable expectation of privacy, such as offices, staff rooms, or other private areas. Merely zooming in on the facade of a building, particularly from public airspace and without recording private activity, does not amount to a violation of privacy laws. In this case, the auditor's question regarding the location of the canteen does not in itself suggest that any footage of the canteen or other private areas was actually captured.
I weren't going for any windows or all that.
Is it? Right.
No.
Is that reasonable?
No, I think you're talking rubbish. Honestly,
right.
I do. Yeah.
Right. There's a reason why there's gates and there's it's card access. There's a reason for that. It's because public not allowed in there.
Oh, they're not allowed in. I didn't go in.
Right. Well, technically you have, because you've got a camera on that and you've zoomed in. Right?
No, I'm in the airspace above the police station.
That's reasonable, isn't it? Right. That police station is not for public access. Hence why it's so secure. By flying that
I didn't go in though. So what are you talking to me like that for? Like telling me off like a naughty schoolboy?
I'm saying, you've flown the drone in there.
Yeah, I have.
Obviously zoomed in on the police station. That's not for public access, right?
I have zoomed in on the police station.
There's a reason why it's not for public access, because it's the police station.
Let's be absolutely clear. Zooming a camera lens into a location is not the same as physically entering it. It is not trespass, it is not unlawful access, and it is certainly not a criminal offense. Under UK law, including established principles surrounding trespass and property rights, trespass requires a physical intrusion onto private land or into a restricted space. Capturing imagery from outside, whether by using a zoom lens or a drone, does not meet that legal threshold. What we are seeing here is an officer attempting to manufacture a technical offense where none actually exists. If that line of reasoning were valid, then every press photographer using a telephoto lens would be committing an offense each time they zoomed in on a building. Clearly, that argument does not stand up to scrutiny. It is also important to remember that Article 10 of the Human Rights Act 1998 protects freedom of expression, including the right to receive and share information through photography and video recording.
Right, that's a fair enough comment.
It's not because you're not allowed to walk through the barriers. Yeah, fair enough.
What makes you think you can put the drone in there and zoom in?
Because I can fly over, it's in the airspace.
If you're flying over it, yeah, but you've told me that you've zoomed in on the building.
I've zoomed in on the building, yeah, to get some close-up shots.
Why?
Because I wanted to.
Well, it's not for public access, is it?
Well, I'm allowed to do that. I'm allowed to do that.
It's not for public access, is it? And that's going to arouse our suspicion.
You can say it's not for public access as much as you want, but you're not going to convince me.
Over it and you zoomed into the police station, so we've come to ask you why.
I know. I've just said I'm literally come to here to make a little video about Forza. Saw the police station. Come in to have a look at the police station. They're saying that I'm somebody, and they can't tell because there was no way they can tell what I look like based on them.
That's your opinion.
He hasn't broken any laws. He hasn't caused a disturbance, and he is operating his drone entirely within legal limits. So what exactly are the officers hoping to achieve by attempting to compare his face to an image on a phone? This is not about public safety, and it certainly is not about acting in the public interest. What we are witnessing here is the kind of quiet, underhanded tactic used when officers know they have no legitimate grounds to take action, yet still want to build a profile on someone anyway. No arrest, no caution, and no formal stop. Just a subtle attempt to identify an individual engaged in perfectly lawful activity simply because they dislike what he is doing. That is not professional policing. That is targeted harassment carried out under the protection of a uniform. And when the auditor challenges them on it, what is the response? That's your assumption. It is a weak and evasive deflection. If they were not attempting to identify him, then why keep glancing between the phone and his face? The reality is clear. They are treating him like a suspect while lacking the confidence to openly admit it, because they know there is no lawful basis to justify their actions. Be sure to show him some support, and thanks for watching.